And we're live again.
All right, so this is part two. Jolene got a little gung-ho there. I told her to stop the screen share. She's like, oh, I'll do one better. I'll stop the whole session. I'll stop everything. All right, so we're back. Okay, user error. But now we're here, right here. Okay, I'm doing it. That was natural. That was me just talking natural. These. Look at Reese Cairo, for example. Matthew Reese, I mean, he's actually got very similar here. And look, the energy in this like handlebar part of my mustache, that's where my energy comes from. My cheeks are flexating, so I'm Jez. This, okay, right here, this. Z and I don't do this. And we can show you next, like someone who does a lot of maneuvers that I identify with is Christian Slater. But we looked at him, he was doing a lot of those kind of like cool, you know, messing with people, but being friendly kind of maneuvers, but he's doing this lower lip. That was fascinating. He's like, and him and Brad Pitt and all, they have this very advanced lower lip game. I don't have that. And also when they laugh inward. So I laugh outward. That's something we noticed. I laugh percussively. My laughter is even no one's around, I laugh like forward. I have a forward laugh and my cheeks pop. Where they laugh in and the cheeks do not pop. What else? The muscle memory I was gonna get into is when I was like wondering, like, is there any chance I could be a Z9? One of the things I did was I was like, well, let me see what they're doing, and I was trying to do it. And that's Sean Connery. I'm not saying Z9. He's currently pulled as a Durseur, but still, he's got that jaw. And Brad Pitt, this whole lower lip sucky thing, and Christian Slater. There's this whole thing to do. So I was imitating that, and I'm doing it right now. It's already fatiguing. Like Jolene, you see, she has a lifetime of doing the chin strap muscles. I do the mustache muscles. Like this is easy. I can do this all day. In fact, it just happens. But when I'm trying to imitate that lower lip, and if you look at them, when they do their moves, they have a very lower lip heavy thing. Similar maneuvers, but the instrument is a lower lip lead instrument, and that's very awkward. It feels very awkward to do that. I don't do that. Right. Some things on that is also like, because they do this in movies, for example, the kill you face. The Z and I, they have the lower lip smashed up against, and then the axe comes down. if I'm doing the same thing, and you'll see Naiji do that in movies as well, they do it different. They do this face. I know, because I've done this on the mat, for example. That's the face. That's the I'm going to hatchet you face. And I chill. It's a very tight, the upper lip comes down, and there's like, you know, the outer pucker of G, but it's not like this or friendly or whatever. It's, and I don't know if you see it. My mustache muscles are like smashing down on my side. And it's tight, but my lips are puckered out. You see like Wagner Mola and all them. Wagner Moura from Narcos. From Narcos. It pushes up. Jolene knows, having seen me be upset on many an occasion, if I'm trying to control my emotions, you'll not see me, that push up lip. I never do that where my emoting is going. If I'm there, they kind of like flare and they lock in the flared position. If you ever see me doing this, it's actually anti-emoting. I do that if I get very upset and my G just wants to cry or get angry, whatever, and I'm going to control it. There, that's kind of similar thing. It's the U. That's a Zayu. That's not emoting. It may look like it because it's actually holding back emoting. I have a lot of emoting. The ones that happen, so this is just intense on follow through. Hold my ground. Feeling bad for myself, but I'm holding it together. Yeah, this U is not emoting. I'm like desperately not emoting. That's like holding back. What else? The lips being open. I was watching myself as well on that, studying that. Is when my lips are open, which isn't very common. I'm talking. Yeah, when I stop talking, they go together, which is a G-Zai combo thing. But also when I do have it open, I was wondering, like, I do it open sometimes. Maybe that means something. And I really studied on that. I think I mentioned to you a little bit, but I'll kind of flush it out now. Is expectant versus intentive. When Jai users, like all those Z9, when they're just holding the ground. I'm imitating that, but they're like just They're warmly holding their ground there. Look, you can be pugnacious or pouty. When my mouth is open, I've studied this. It's almost always this. And what that is intentive. I usually do that when someone else is talking and I don't want to cut them off. I simply go, I do it all the time. I open the mouth as if I'm about to speak, but don't speak. And that way I'm not being rude, but it lets them know, oh, he has ideas to communicate. If I'm feeling a little more challenging or adversarial, it'll be like this. That's not Jai expectancy. That's I'm listening to what you're saying, getting ready to interject mine. Like, Well, it's I'm holding right to before I go in to make my talk. I'm not actually like, like taking it. In fact, I'm kind of in a emotive way. I'm not taking it in. I'm like, I want to talk or I want to go forward. And in fact, whenever I find myself, I actually found myself my mouth open. And I'm like, oh, is that expectancy? No, that was me actually being in a preparatory to move forward position for so long. I forgot I was doing it. I look at something like I'm about to say, wait, such and such. I go, okay, saw that? None of that was expectancy. None of that. Everything I just did there, that was intentive. I'm actually looking to move in with my G, and my Zai is kind of just holding me in like a half forward position. So the expectancy is not there. The musculature is not there. The cheeks are flaring. So all those things, I don't believe I am a Z9 for those mechanical reasons. But whatever I am, I would be okay with that. I'm happy with what I have done as a heroic hero in life. But I just believe this disqualifies me from being Zez. This disqualifies me from being a Jai user. The lack of this disqualifies me from being a Jai user. So that's some stuff there. Oh, and the fact that when I press my lips, it's the upper going down, it's flaring, pushing in, pushing out, and it puckers. Even on a very like intense, like I'm not trying to be warm. This is not a warm face, but still it's an intent forward face, and there is a pucker. You usually think of puckers being like, I don't know, seductive or whatever like that, but it can actually be like, I'm gonna get what I'm gonna get. But when I do that, puckers out. That's the energy is. And when I have a open, in general, I just flatten when I pause. And if I'm not flattened, blah, 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 blah. Yes, but. Right. Yeah. But what about this? It's me holding my warmth until it's time to move in. I'm not actually looking for them to come to me or to move forward with me. I'm looking to move forward. I'm self-pausing. Okay. So then that brings us into distinguishing the Naiji from a Jinai. And then I'll click back, John, if you wouldn't. Oh, I guess I can do it. I click this. Oh, thank you.
What is it that you want to show?
I want to show them Google Images. Okay. So we see why it's not the Zenai, hopefully. But like you were saying, Durab, so perhaps you're thinking Jinai. Okay, so I'll go through these couple things. All right. Russell Crowe's will go in here to do because you'll see his face change in size. So John, if you would mind typing in young. Okay. Bring in some fine nuance here, but it's very important. Okay. Oh, perfect. And he's here. That's very helpful too. Okay, so this guy here, this is an actual Durab. Oh, this is great. Okay. So I want to talk about the G ranges. In this case, distinguishing between a G second, which is what Naiji and Baiji have, from G first, which the G first have, G Nai, G Bai. Okay, so he has that light bulb shape, sort of, we talked about, and it goes here, and then it comes down, and this is the line you can see, hooks back up. That's the range. Very important you notice, he's leaner here too. There's a range here. See, I'm tracing this range. There is some fascia there. He is not flexing that. This is flexing. See this line? This line coming up, crossing directly over the mounds, over the nose, over the mound, and then back down this way. There's also fascia here, and he is not flexating it. All right? Now look here. This is perfect. Okay, so this inner one that Russell Crowe had, he also has that. Comes, and then it cuts down here. You see that? Similar one. Interesting enough, it's not his largest one. Sometimes it gets sort of folded in with a larger one. This here. You see this line? Right there. This is the outer G band that only the G first have. It kind of comes up a little outside the first band. And then right here, you see them side by side. This is that inner one that the Naiji and Vaiji also have. But then there's this one that goes to the side, cuts under the cheekbone, and rides the outside of the cheekbone up around the outside of the orbital. And you'll see he's flexing it now, and he's hardly doing any moting there. And this is getting flexation. All right, come over here, see Russell Crowe again. Look here, this is good because you see on the side. He's got very distinct that band. It goes over the nose and the cheek peaks and cuts down here. That's the range. And this is what I have as well. This range here, look how it's not activated. And that's a big smile. That's a big smile. He's got a very good amount of cheek flarage going on. But this side of the face here is not doing anything. And now if you go back and just do Russell Crowe without an age thing, he gets bigger. All right, so here his face is filled out some. And this is something we looked at. You'll notice between like sub-mojos that got fuller versus an actual, ob mojo, is he still has this, right? And now this side area has gotten larger. But it still doesn't flexate. This special called outer G band. There's the inner Jez G band, the outer Jez G band. Here again, this is good because he turns the side of his face. Okay, he's a little fuller here. This is a size of head that you're like, oh, a lot of Jinai have this. More Jinai have this size head than Naiji do. For a Naiji, he's fuller. But again, you see, it does not go in the eyes. And that's a subtle thing of just the piercingness of it. That's automatically there. But also, if you study this, the band. Here, now notice this has got a little broader, a little chunkier because his face is widened. So his light bulb, this inner band, has gotten wider. It's still, however, this band. Notice here, this cheek. It's not flexating. Outside the eye is not flexating. Up here in the orb is not flexating. And those are the things that give that the G has gone into the eye's quality. He's doing a big smile. It's cresting up, and you're seeing these kind of like crow's feet that can happen from it cresting up. But that's just smussage. This is not flexating. And here. All right, and then again, when he's even fuller still, again, now this has gotten even broader. But there's still this inner one that does not go into the eyes, and then there's the outer one that does go in the eyes, but his face has just gotten broader. Same thing here. Oh, and he's giving a little of that thing I did. Not as extreme, but he's giving the fierce face where you kind of give that tight G pursed lips. And again, you can see, look how pronounced this is. It's not a big emoting, but the pronunciation is here. We'll see with like a Jivai, they'll do a little bit, and you'll see this line going up here. So maybe we can pull up what's his name? Simon Baker, another Jinai. And Simon Baker is a GI who has a lot of ni. Boom. Okay, so I'm talking about. Okay, notice that he has that inner band. But for one thing, it's automatically broader. He has a broader band there. And also, he has this other band that actually subsumes that inner band. And look how it comes here. Do you see it flexating here? There's a little subtle flexation here and a little subtle flexation here and there. Here, a little shadow there, cutting here. It tends to go, the inner band's here, the Naiji and the Baiji have, but this outer band, it's very close to it right here. But right here, you can see them separating. Right? They kind of come down together a bit here. But by the time it's here, it's already separate from this. Then it's going to come up to here, and then it cuts back behind the backside of the cheekbone and continues up around this bulging bone area around the eyes. Here again, good side profile. This band here is the one you see the Naiji having as well, but not this flexation. And notice how you see flexing here. That's it. You see flexing here. That's it as well. It's a little subtler up here, but you can already see it here. And he's not doing a big move. He's pursing about as much as Russell Crowe was in that other picture, but already this outer musculature is flexating. May do some subtler ones where he's not. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is rather subtle. He's got a little lift going on here, so he's kind of doing a subtle, nuanced G maneuver here. It still comes out. You see this flex. It's a little hard because it's on the side, but you see it more when they turn the side profile. Okay, that. Do you see that flexation? It comes up here, comes a little to the side, and then when it comes up on the cheekbone, it hugs the cheekbone and comes around the back side of it and comes all the way over the orbital bone. So you got here, I guess more. We got some other GI. Okay, again, broader face, and he has that inner one. But notice how it's not as dramatic actually as myself or Russell Crowe or Matthew Rhys, where that inner band really stands out. And that's because it's the primary flexiator. But actually the G first, they have this and the outer band. They have a double in the cheeks band. Yeah, again, here, that's the inner one, and this is the outer one. And this kind of like hugs it, and makes it fuller. Here is Thomas Jane, also GNI. Same thing, and he's got a lot of Nai too. He has an inner band. That's the inner one. The Naiji would also have, but this guy, this flexation. And you see here, this flexation. So this flexation and this flexation and this flexation are not that inner band. The inner one is here, and it cuts right down the mustache line of the outer lip. Cuts right there. That's the one I have. He has this other thing, like so. All right, that's pretty good. Maybe go back to the Matthew Rhys. You can see it again, and he's giving a good flex there. Look, and this is something I get these kind of expressions a lot. He reminds me sometimes the way I express, and it's the way his cheeks look because he has the broader face as well. He's giving a lot of energy to the lip, and you see he's giving a good amount of mustache fascia activation, and this band, you see it. It's pronounced, but doesn't go in the eyes. And this actually is remarkably not moving. I want to call it that outer band that kind of hugs and bolsters with the G first. He doesn't have that one. It looks, now I'm getting used to it, less, you know how the Durab have the fuller limbs and fuller movement? It's a fuller forward. This is what I have. This is a G warm forward. It's enough, it goes in the cheeks, which makes it Dur, but it does not get the helmet action that kind of bolsters that. All right. They did a pretty good job with that. Yeah, we're almost ready to go. Okay. I think maybe we can do a request now, but I think that answered pretty much everything. I'll leave about 10 minutes for the end to just kind of talk about how I'm going to be proceeding from here. But if there are any further questions, go ahead and ask. But I believe those distinctions are visibly observable. I think it makes Matthew Rhys, for example, not a Xeni, and he's also not a Patrick Jane Gene-I for the reasons I mentioned. And I believe you're looking clearly at it. My face most resembles what his is doing. This guy's cheeks are too immobile, and there's too much energy going down here. And with like this, I do not have, like here. This, I don't have this bolstering muscle. You see, it's really cool. It's like the outside of the cheeks is like a fascia, like on the perimeter, a perimeter band. And it kind of like brings the whole face together. And that's also what makes it go into the eyes. So even when I go big and I laugh big, I don't have, like when I laugh, you'll see I'll flare up like this. This will be similar with me, but not this guy. See, it hooks up here. They often have this extra line too, I've noticed, the Gene-I, they have an extra band line out here. I don't have that. So I hope that kind of shows visually the differences between those three and how I actually have this one here. So we can go off for a second. I'll just show my face again so you can kind of point it. Oh, there's actually one might be helpful too. Before we do that, is I think if I scroll, I will see Matthew Rhys with a beard, and that might help as well because he has a broad face and beard sometimes. Okay, this looks a bit like me. Broader faced, serious, has kind of the more animal thing with the pursing, some harder cheek muscles there, but these are flexated cheeks. This is not what August Deal had. Some other ones where he's got a beard going on. Oh, here's a good one here because he's got a big smile with a baby. This is a big smile, but that's not what Simon Baker had. You see big here, but this muscle, when it comes up, it kind of just stops. It doesn't have this whole action on the outside. Oh, here's another good one because this is him with the Gene-I. Okay, here we go. If you look at them just here, they do have a similar proportion of the head. But with Matthew Rhys, the flexation is here. And he has, like myself, some broader cheeks. But this here, there's not a musculature on this lower jaw. I'm going to see with him, there's actually a musculature here. A fascia musculature. Can we pull him up real quick, Rob Lowe? Boom. That's not a big thing he's making. You can see the inner band. This is the inner band. But it's almost, I would say it is a bit subsumed by the power of this. This. Look at that energy. Look, that's what I'm talking about. That's the flexation. This here and this here and this. Boom, exactly. So I have this one, but this band is not that same band. The band I have is the one that he has here, and it almost hides it a bit because of the power of the outer band. He is flexated with this band. But this on the outside that comes up the outside of it and hugs the cheekbone, he's got flexation here on the outside of the cheekbone and here again as well. So he has a similar proportion, as you saw a picture, to Matthew Rhys, but their faces are doing two different things, I believe, and I believe that my face is much more closely matching what Matthew Rhys is doing. Is he getting more with the a beard? Give me some beard. Give me some beard, buddy. Maybe I have to type in beard. Is that where we are? We have to request the beard. Okay, cool. So again here, this, but a little longer, reminds me a bit of my face proportions. Also how I can be a bit serious looking. This one, this reminds me a lot of the cast of my eyes and how my cheeks flare when given the framing of a beard. Yep. All right. I think that'll do for now. Just real quick on, like, say, Ben McKenzie. Again, you see he has a bit of a broader face. You see a lot of Gene-I with this broadness, and this is a big one he's doing. He's doing a big flare, but not this. This is where the energy is. And him as well, and he does a lot with the pursing of the lips. Bring the lips together. When he's in this kind of holding space, he doesn't tend to have the lips slacking open. Here again, that's the flare. And he plays like a hard person a lot, so you can see how you might think he was Zez, but those cheeks are flaring like Zez. All right, I think it's a good kind of overview of that. And yep, so until I see something else, that's where I'm seeing it. So in fact, instead of the Zenai that we've been correcting, making me wonder, ooh, I'm a Zenai, actually it's reconfirming I'm an IG, because when I look at Brad Pitt's face, let's type up, what's his name, Christian Slater. I like Christian Slater a lot, and I like a lot of the way he does his maneuvers, and some things he does reminds me of like how I like to kind of like play with people, like be friendly but not like giving of yourself. But this maneuver he's doing is led by the lower lip. That's a lower lip led maneuver. Here, also the lower lip. Video would help as well, because you could see the way he uses it. Oh, here we go. Okay, that. He's got his lips pursed together. The energy is here. It's coming up from the lower lip. Him also where he's younger. He's doing the lips kind of together thing, but his cheeks don't flare up. Even when they're giving a hard look, like Sullivan Stapleton, when I'm doing that, when Matthew Reese was kind of giving a hard look, he still had that band. You can see the band flexing, where Christian Slater does not. Like this smile, I don't do that smile. That's a bucket smile. In fact, it's because I'm able to see Bucket better, I can see that Christian Slater is not what I am. So he's cool, and it'd be cool if we were in the same mojo category, but I don't believe we are, because this is different than what the Niger are doing, and I'm doing that. Here again, kind of sexy. You see it there, kind of like, hey, this is like, hey, what's going on thing. Lower lip is going down, and that's a fairly large emotive move. Look at the cheeks, nothing. Here even, a lot lower. This is actually the lips being lifted up, but look where the energy is coming from. It's actually coming from down here, the chin strap. Very strong chin strap. That's what you notice too, is like, is it like stronger over the cheeks and it kind of like tapers down this way, or is it stronger the chin and tapers up? The Zhai, they're stronger down, and then the emoji kind of tapers as it goes up. With the G, it's like a heart. It flares over the lips and then tapers down the sides. Yeah. That's Anvil. I don't have that. All right, cool beans. So we have a little time, 10 minutes or so. Let's go ahead and do some requests. We're going to talk about the Sunday session. So who's up next?
Raja Kadori.
All right, so it's cool. Whew, that was intense. Now kind of settle into some, general request mechanical reading.
He's a former chief architect of the AMD Radeon Technology Group.
All right. Can I see that one, the blue shirt?
Wondering about Tiny, YG.
Yeah, more of my knees eye. But yeah, I'm that shades. I think what's implied in that is I think she and I are both seeing a combination of Ni and Vi in the eyes, and also a G in the mouth, because he's got like an outward pucker thing going on. Like here, when he's in holding mode, he holds with them flat together, as the G Xi combo does. And there, when he's smiling, I'm leaning towards he's Zez, because the cheeks aren't activating much, but I'm still seeing the mustache muscles, mustache plate. The difference is, if this was like a G mojo, like say a Vi G, some of the Nai G, this would activate. But I'm not seeing this activate, but I think I'm seeing the mustache muscle plate activate, which would be G. So going along with the shape of his lips, the maneuver, the fact that that's activating more than the chin strap muscles, says G user. His eyes seem a bit lifted to me.
They do.
Receptive. Like right there, this picture of this one seems pretty receptive. And this the way he's holding his hand, it seems, because that's kind of like a holding ground position. He seemed kind of comfortable in that. Here we go. You can see his hands from a distance.
A little blurry.
A little blurry.
Shaky.
But I'm wondering if they're compact.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a little lean, and like his limbs a bit, but just looking at his hands, like there, he's holding it, that reminds me a little more of the compact wiggle.
Yeah.
Here, yeah, that looks more compact wiggle to me.
It does.
And this I'm talking about here. You see when you catch him with his mouth open, he's talking or preparing to talk. It's not waiting for someone to come to him, and that's something that all Jizai users share. His face isn't the widest, but I do think I am seeing compact. And more importantly, since we're talking today how you can have narrow or wide with sub-ob, his high eyes, like right here, besides his face looks broad, those eyes look unhooded to me. That's a lot of drinking in. Like sometimes here he looks a little more narrow, but still the eyes look
compact.
Yeah.
Head too. Pads.
Mm-hmm.
Add.
So add, but compact. All right, so
Nice.
Nizai.
Yep.
Cool. All right, since we spent the time with my case, we can kind of count that as like some art stuff. So let's go ahead and just keep reading some more requests.
Okay. Konstantinov's.
A power lifter. Yeah, I think I've looked at him in the past, and I think he looks like he might be a V-Zai, but he's just got this really hard look, and I was wondering, is there any chance he's like a Z first? But the V-Zai who do powerlifting, they tend to have a very yang look, comparatively.
It's like a Vizy lady, actually.
Damn. He definitely looks Ob and Zez.
Yeah, this looks like he's more like not pushing.
No.
Like holding ground and
yeah, he's
like
very sturdy looking, but I don't know if I'm seeing baseline tensioning.
Yeah. Like here, he's
exactly
sort of holding. He's not.
No, I think this might be very yang compact wiggle. Also notice here, if he was a Z first, the Zai expectancy, his lips have that pursed pucker where they go together, especially when he's kind of just like looking, holding ground. He doesn't leave them slack at all, or the lower lip quivering or giving a little looseness, which Zai users tend to. Like here, you see his lips pushed together. Yeah, they're pushed together. This is kind of similar like myself, except my cheeks would activate, but he has that. You can kind of these mustache muscles is kind of like pushing down. It makes like a little. Sound weird, but it makes like a little beak, a little outward pucker, like a little bill, like a duck's bill, but not that far. It's like a shallow bill. It's a little shallow.
Might be it in terms of pictures on
them. But I think I'm okay because I wouldn't look him again because I want to make sure there's no chance he wasn't a Z-Vi.
Yeah. Looks like a
V-Zai, yeah, but I haven't seen anything. And I'm no expectancy yet. Always the lips are in this first position when he's waiting.
Yeah, well, that's a lot of lift in his eyes.
It is. Yeah, he's just, obviously really densely built, and he also has quite flat cheeks. You know what I mean? Some V-Zai have a little more of a, I don't know what you call it, but not quite as severe. He has a rather severe cheek look. Not bad, just a little more severe. Looks a little yanger. But yeah, I'm not seeing expectancy or pushing. Cool. Visa.
Fabian Coster.
A comedian. Not a lot.
Type in comedian just for good measure. Coaster. Okay, so that's it. It's a spelling thing.
Okay. It's not a lot though.
Still not a lot. Let's see.
Yeah, we need to go to video for that.
Yep. All right. Let's tag in this video. Next up, Georgie Cott.
A hairstylist. Okay. Guess him. We'll need to go to video.
It's like Zai.
B maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I told him because I think we read him a while back. I'm not sure what I think we were thinking. Maybe add sends, but I think it's been a while. I think it's more like he's add prac, Zai B. I like to go to video though.
Yeah.
All right. How about you?
All right. Minako Kotobuki.
Voice actor. Okay. All right. That hand doesn't look dirt to me.
No. It's more give.
Yeah. And we're getting also a lot of eyes. The hand, for example, here, it doesn't look very elongated, does it?
No, it looks more compact.
And what about this one down here?
Same thing.
Yeah, here as well.
Yeah, it does look more compact.
Because it's got the wiggle thing, but not the longer feathery fingers and the that softer, more giving base knuckle area. I'm taking in, the Asiatic cheeks, but even with that said, I haven't seen flexation yet. Okay, here's a go. She's smiling more. Yeah, even there, I don't know if I'm seeing flexation in the cheeks. Are you?
No, not
Here's
so
she's smiling.
far.
Oh, here's some more smiles.
Yeah, not so far. I'm not seeing it go into the cheeks.
The lips look pursed together most of the time.
Yeah, this is a
Visa. Yeah. Also on that, not like it would be Visa anyway, but still, I haven't seen the camera lens quality. It's been looking softer. It's receptive. Is that more diffuse receptive? Is that her?
Sure.
No. Oh, that. There we go.
That's her.
Okay, that's good. Okay, that looks like more like G to me, and those cheeks aren't activating. And you can see, talking about the mustache muscles, she does. You can see that. That's when you notice the difference between, say, the Nizai, Vizai versus the Zai first with the trumpet. The trumpet, even the mustache muscles are a little more subdued, which really highlights the lip muscles. Like it's the lip area here. You really kind of see this ridge come out. But with the Nizai and Vizai, you will see this lip plate. And I'm seeing a good amount of energy here. But this, for example, Ji was higher, like with an Iji or Vaiji, this would be going. I'm not seeing that. And if it was a Vijai or Nijai, we would see those swirls down here. Chin swirl, this little winch here, and this little winch swirl there. So yeah, Nizai.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. All right, cool. So that'll do there. So kind of just close up by talking about what the next steps are going to be, because the purification of the Zenai is not over. In fact, it's a bit broader than that. It is Zenai males and Zenai females and Nizai male. That seems to be what is kind of coming out. But the Zenai male is kind of the lead on that. The Naiji is getting purified as a part of that, but there are about 4 areas, 4 for the Z9 male, 4 for the Z9 female. They're similar, but a little different. They're similar in that I want to do, I feel like where there might be issues is with Nijai, Jinai, and Naiji. Difference is the 4th one for the male is the Nai-Z. I also want to go in there. But the ladies, I have not made that same kind of thing. It's different what's going on there. Vice versa with the ladies, I also want to go in and do give special attention to the Nizai. But with the males, conversely, I haven't really had much of an issue of overlap between the Zenai and the Nizai with the males. So anyway, those are the 4 and the 4. So right now, my plan is to, I don't know how long this is going to go, but I know that it's those 4. I think if I can get those 4 of each squared away, I'll be good to go, but it's going to be quite a bit to it. It's not going to be a fast process. It's going to take a few stages. So the first thing I want to do is go and do a deep purifying, but it would help me greatly to have some buffer. So right now I'm going into IMDb, I'm going deeper, reviewing things that I haven't seen before, and try to get some buffers. Of the 8 that I need to go into, 3 of them I think are going to be the easiest to get in that, which is the Nai-Z male, Jinai male, and Nizai female. I don't think I have a problem getting an extra 100 or so of them, and when I get that, I'll then go in and purify those 3. After that, I'll see what comes next, where I am with things. My plan is to move on to the Jinai female, the Nijai male, and Nijai female. It'll be harder to get some extra overflow for me to work with when I go in to give special attention there, but I believe I can get it. I don't know how long it'll take, but I believe I can get it. So that'll be the next thing, generally speaking. And then the last stage, which I really don't know how I'm going to do yet, is for the Naiji male and female. They're the ones that are left to get 1,000. So besides having overflow, I don't have 1,000 of them yet. So I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that. If I'll do a deep purifying before I get to the 1,000, or if I will find some new area to go to find them that I didn't know about. I'll deal with that when I get there. So that's the general plan. The 3 that I'm kind of building up quickly, I'll hit them first, and the ones that take longer, I'll do them, and the ones I don't know what I'm going to do with, I will deal with that when I get there. All right, so that's the plan for the next days and weeks. Okay, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.